Hi, y'all. Welcome back to our Wednesday night session. As y'all know, this is one of our final sessions. Next week, we're going to have our cookout and our final meeting. I would like to ask how that everybody feels about ending the group. Lauren, would you like to go first?
Sure. Put me on the spot there. Um, I think that it's gonna be a little tough not to see y'all because I got so familiar hanging out with y'all and being able to like come together as a group. So it's gonna be a little tough, but I think I'll be able to cope after a couple of days. But the first day is gonna be a little tough.
What about you, Melissa?
I feel much better knowing that I have someone I can count on and talk to because we all have ways to contact each other and we've learned ways to cope with things. So I feel a lot better.
Yeah, I feel like even though the group's ending, this group will still kind of communicate with one another. We've grown rather close. What about you, Lisa? What do you feel about the ending of the group?
I'm like the rest of them. I'm gonna be a little sad to end it, but I think we're all gonna stay in contact with one another, and it'll be all right.
You feel okay with it, Margo?
Yes, I do. I feel better, and I'm thankful for the support group. It's really helped me.
Well, good. I wanted to ask you guys too. How you feel? How do you feel you have progressed from our initial meeting until this point? Do you feel like it? The way you're coping or dealing has gotten better, or worse, or stayed the same? We'll go this way, Margo.
I feel like it's gotten better. Um, found ways to things that I found ways to deal with my stress. Little things that that's inexpensive that doesn't take a lot of time. Maybe I know I need to maybe exercise and pray more, believe more. So or possibly get into another support group if I feel like I need to. Just different options I've gotten, so it's helped me. I'm
Right.
doing better.
Everybody copes different. I know you said like praying was one of your real things that helped you a lot.
Yes.
Lisa, how do you feel you've changed or stayed the same?
Well, I'm not blaming my cousin's wife so much anymore.
So you feel like that's a good thing?
Yeah.
I think so too. I feel like that holding that in would ultimately just cause you more pain and grief than if you were to let it out.
Yeah, because my family didn't want to have that investigated, but it's not gonna bring him back. So
So would you say you've kind of come to the acceptance of it then?
yeah,
You
more
still-
so than I did.
Yeah. What about you, Melissa?
It's helped me because I've learned um, that it's hurt me more by keeping it inside instead of talking to someone. And the guilt, I've gotten better because I've learned that I was there, a part of her life, and that was something by being a friend and being there for her. So this support group's really good.
Helped you to come to that realization and come to terms with it.
Mhm.
That's good. What about you, Lauren?
Well, in the beginning, y'all know I was hesitant. I didn't even want to be here. And then, like, as time went on, I got to trust y'all more. I got to know y'all. Like I said, y'all became like my second family. So I feel like the support group really helped me to let people in because even though I was on sport teams and called my grandma every day, I didn't talk to like anyone. I wouldn't let anybody in or talk about my problem. I just pushed the world out. And when I came here, I just let it all go.
So you feel like you've grown and you've started to come back around to people again rather than reclusing and not dealing with issues.
Yes.
That's good. That is good. I didn't know if anyone had any sort of unfinished business that they wanted to talk about. Any final words or anything that they wanted to get off their chest before the ending of this meeting.
Like about the group closing or just in general?
Well, in general, like things that throughout the group you wish you had have said, or things that you wish you could have said, you know, and that sort of thing to someone or about yourself or anything such as that?
Trying to think. Come back to me. I'm pondering.
I wish I'd known about this group sooner.
Really?
That way I could have not lingered on with feeling guilty and, you know, feeling the way I was. I could have dealt with it sooner and better than what I did in the past.
So you feel like if you had dealt with it before you had, then you would have dealt with it better
Yes,
than
uh-huh.
what you did. So you definitely feel that this group is
Yes.
helped
And
you.
I think more people need to be aware of groups like this
I think so
so
too.
they can help their issues and stuff.
What about you, Lisa?
I feel the same way. I wish I'd known about it years ago.
Mm-hmm.
It would have helped a lot of things.
What about you, Margaret?
Fine. Well, I kind of wish that, like, since I was in high school, that, like, the school would, like, have groups for students that are, like, around the same age, too. Because in school, they don't really care how you feel. Like, yeah, you can go to the guidance counselor, whatever, and you talk to that person about your problems, but they just, like, oh yeah, pat you on the shoulder and then send you about your way. So I feel like if schools can incorporate what we learned, I feel like it would be beneficial. So I feel like I can probably start something like this in my own school and
Right.
talk.
I feel like that would be a great idea to help your classmates because all of them felt the loss too.
Mhm.
And so I feel like that would be a great idea. And I'm sure if you were to talk to somebody, that would be something that would be very doable. Next thing I guess we need to address is how do you plan on continuing your progress in your stages of grief? How do you plan on staying on the upward hill instead of sliding back down? Somebody.
I'll go. Well, I feel like just since I'm on sport teams, just talking about just loss in general and just being there for other people and just getting to know a person because you can be on a team and not know that person or what they're experiencing in their life. So for me, I think for me to stay up on the uphill is to talk about my struggles, to put my life out there instead of just holding in because nobody's gonna know how you're feeling or what you're going through unless they're put in your own shoes. Like that's what I
So
feel
then
like.
you want to reach out,
Yeah.
and that will help you. I think that's a good idea.
I'm sort of the same way. One thing that's helped me is by seeing her daughter. She asks a lot of questions about her mom, and I tell her some of the things we've done, crazy things we've done in high school, and we took both babies to school with us, and we had a period with them and stuff. So just keeping her, I guess her memories alive has helped me.
I feel that would probably be very important too in the healing process.
Yeah.
What about you, Lisa?
Like I said, well, the one thing I do is I get out and play with my dogs.
Kind of relieve some
Yeah.
stress and let you have just a moment just to
Yeah.
relax and have fun.
Mhm.
I feel like that's a very important part of the grieving process is to not focus on the negative all the time. You can always focus on the positive side and bring yourself a moment of happiness just to, I mean, even if it is nothing more than just a moment, that moment is a moment in time that you'll never get back that you didn't spend sad, you spent it happy. So I feel like that's a very important step in the healing process. Margo?
I think that in the future I will be able to accept other family members' anger, I guess, toward each other. It's something I can't fix, even though my grandmother is gone. And my grandmother, she was kind of our strength and backbone of the family. That's why it's affected me because our family, her passing has made our family grow apart, and it bothers me to see family members still having anger toward each other, things that happened in the past, but there's something I can't um, do anything about. So what I can do is still listen to them and still love them and just ask them to pray and just to love their other family members. It makes a difference because uh, I'm used to family gatherings. When my grandmother was here, and it's really affected us, and we've all went our separate ways. But I feel like that I can somewhat get family gatherings together, which I have in the past, to bring my family back together. It's still not the same, but I can still, you know, we can still see each other. So that's one of the things that I will challenge myself is to still keep in contact with family members and not try to change them so much, or you. So I'll just kind of keep in contact with them and love them. I love them regardless, but I'm just going to challenge myself more to accept them. Um, I don't have to agree with them, but I do have to accept them. They're my relatives. But I would like to see them to show more love for their siblings, for other people, and not hold grudges. Have a forgiving heart. But that's something I have to pray about.
Right.
And I can't change or fix anybody. So that's the way it is. And as I get older, I see that how other family members has been torn apart uh, because of death. And it's something that's part of life. You just have to find ways of coping.
I think that makes you very strong, Margot, because as the neutral party, you're very stretched in between all your family members to try and keep the peace.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that makes you a very strong woman in the sense that you can keep contact with everyone, even in the midst of your struggle with all your busy life. You still contact everyone, and you have a relationship with your whole family, even though y'all don't get together anymore. I think that makes you very strong. Well, we're at the end of the session, and of course, y'all know next week's our cookout. So I feel as though this group has been very, very helping for everyone involved. I feel like we're all accepting our separation and going our separate ways, and I feel like we're going to handle it really well. There are other support groups that you can join if you ever feel that you're slipping back into the negative side of grief. And other than that, though, I think we are free to go. I'll see you guys next Wednesday, same place, same time. Get ready to eat.
Okay.